At what moment we are dead? It took us hundreds and thousands of years to understand our own death. Later it was told that when we can't breathe, we are dead. And then it was told that when our heart stops beating, we are dead. But none of them was actually true. We are dead when our brain stops working. Once upon a time, there was a king. He wants to live forever, and he tried so hard to defend himself from the death that he sent an expedition of thousands of people on a mission to find immortality. He executed everyone who takes the name of death around him. And one day when the group returned with the precious liquid, the liquid then killed him, rather providing a life of immortality. Getting immortality is not a joke now. Billions and trillions of dollars has been invested to cure aging. Let's understand what is aging first. Every time when a cell divides, it copies its chromosome, and while losing a part of a DNA, then the cell naturally dies after losing a DNA. But when the cell refuses to die, they become a senescent cell. They harm tissue around them. Cancer is one of the most biggest example when senescent cells become uncontrolled. Cells in our body die when they are damaged. But senescent cell or the zombie cell refuses to do it because they lack a protein which triggers a cell when to die. A team of scientists genetically modified some mice. They took that protein and directly injected it into the older mice. That killed 80% of the senescent cell and increased the lifespan over 30%. Then those mice though are not. Then there is a jellyfish, also known as Turritopsis dohrnii, or the immortal jellyfish. When they are threatened or suffer from starvation, they transfer themselves back into a juvenile polyp. Over time, as the time passes, the new genetically identified clone of the original jellyfish are released from the polyp into the sea, and this process is reversible. Many kind of researches have been done to repair renew dead cells by stem cell therapy. Stem cells are the fresh cells, but they die as we age. In a research when the stem cells from the younger mice was taken and directly injected into the heart of the older mice, that improved the heart functioning over 20%. And later it was found that other parts of the body was also getting better because it was injected directly to the heart and that got supplied. 4th October 1951, a patient of cancer died and the sample of his body cells has been taken for research known as HeLaSalah. After his death, the cells are immortal cells because the cells are still alive. Dying biologically is not dying completely. I know it's getting very deep. Our cell can live without us, but we cannot live without them. And they don't have consciousness, or if they do, we don't know. The one inside me doesn't work with my other. Will you be able to control your heartbeat? We copy nature as the best we can. Hibernation, a process by which animals like frogs slows down their metabolism. Then the heart eventually stops beating and the lungs stop breathing. As the ice starts to melt, the frog regains its ability within 30 minutes. The heart restarts and the blood flow begins. So do we. Cryonics, a process by which you can slow down your biological process and freeze the dying people in a hope that science will revive you one day. Currently, you can mummify you by paying $202,000 to make you freeze. Now back to that jellyfish. The immortal jellyfish. Nothing is immortal. We just name them immortal because we are just a tiny frog in a pond. They die from diseases and injuries without reverting back to the polyp form. The pain of death. We feel it, but no one can define it. Even the best of science we have. One day I thought I would make a video on that and let everyone know about it. But how the hell will I get the best out of mine? All I know, however I push myself, I will never get immortality. The death is inevitable for us. Imagine what Earth would be then. We might travel till other galaxies. Yes, if we can think we can live forever, there should be no limit for our thinking. But imagine a person who is 90-year-old. He killed the father of 2 kids, though are just between the age of 4 and 6. The government or the laws we hold gave the hanging death to the old man. But the old man has already lived his life. The impact on the 2 kids will be for generations to generations. The life that we live is impossible to define the universe. But researches like stem cell, NAD+, and senescent cell can lead us to cure cancer and diseases that we have no hand still yet. Therefore, be all what you can be, while you can be, because you won't get a second chance. Be ashamed to die until you have scored some victory for humanity. And as always,